Oh my gosh, he's finally fat.
Doctor.
How's it going, YouTube lovers? This is the Ram Man. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing another reaction video. Today I'm reacting to the official trailer for Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Finally, we're getting the trailer for this movie. Again, it's coming up in December. I'm very much looking forward to this. I really enjoyed the first two Sonic movies. They were kind of like my first introduction to actually, paying attention to Sonic, but since then I've played through Sonic Origins. I have a full Let's Play of that on my channel. And off camera after that, I played through both Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. Mechanically, it frustrated me, but I understood why they were as big as they were at the time. And I'm glad I played that, because this movie is supposed to be taking heavy inspiration from Sonic Adventure 2, because, Shadow is going to be in this movie. That is the big tease from the end of the second one, is that Shadow was there, and they found, where he was being, kept in, cryostasis. So I am really excited to see what this trailer has to offer. It's because it was confirmed that Keanu Reeves is going to be playing Shadow. And I hope we get, just a little bit of his voice at the end of the trailer, kind of like we did with the first trailer for the second movie with Idris Elba as Knuckles, which, ended up working out fantastic. I will say, I have not seen the show Knuckles, because I don't have Paramount Plus, but, from what I've heard, it's okay that I didn't see it. I'll still know what's going on. So let's go ahead and jump into this reaction and see what is going to happen in this movie. Again, I know what it's being inspired by, but I'm really excited to see what they're actually bringing to the big screen for this.
Sonic, you finally found your family.
Try to keep up.
Okay, Knuckles destroying Big Ben. Got
It's
it.
been easy, but you didn't change who you are in here.
Yeah, in my lungs.
For your heart.
Yeah, we're not talking about lungs, Sonic. Oh yeah, Jim Carrey's coming back for this as well.
There's been a high-level security breach.
Ooh, hey, Shadow.
And we need Team Sonic's immediate assistance.
Oh, okay, they're actually...
Project Shadow is far beyond anything we've ever encountered.
Shadow's story began a lot like your Sonic,
Oh, it's Maria.
where you found family and friends. Shadow found only pain and loss.
All right.
They're actually going to go with Shadow's backstory?
How do we find it?
Start with the giant fireball?
Yeah,
I
giant
love
red
it.
explosion. There he
Start
is.
with a giant fireball.
Oh, drop it down just like in City Escape. That's actually pretty cool.
He is much more impressive than the Hedgehog I fought previously.
Dude, I'm standing right here.
You're a colorful bunch.
We don't want to fight
Ooh,
you.
hey, Keanu.
Actually, Sonic, I would like to fight.
No, no.
Knuckles, you cannot fight this guy.
My turn.
Oh,
Can we just talk about
and he's got his rocket shoes.
He's too
Whoa.
powerful. I can't believe I'm saying this, but we need you-know-who.
Music here is great. Oh wait,
This is a bad idea.
are they teaming up
When
with
is that ever
Robotnik?
stop me?
Oh my gosh, he's finally fat.
Doctor. We have visitors.
This is sad, Robotnik. Even for you.
We need your help.
On one condition.
Do this!
If I can't rule the world, I might as well save it.
Okay.
I need room.
Sir, I don't have the proper materials.
Found some.
He looks great.
There won't be anything left.
Hey, no cheat code.
He's even got his motorcycle.
What did you do?
What I had to.
All the action in this movie looks like it's gonna be so much fun. That little bit of live and learn going in there.
Welcome home, my boy. It's impossible.
Is it?
It couldn't be.
Gerald?
Are you? In the saggy flesh.
And I'm pretty sure that was Jim Carrey playing him too, right? Ooh. That looks much more, again, like, trailers can do what they want, but the way they're presenting it, that's a lot more of a serious tone than the previous two movies, and honestly, that's what you kind of need for Shadow. Because, let's be honest, Sonic Adventure 2 is a dark story. It involves the government literally killing a child in a raid with poor Maria. But that looks, again, like I said, totally different tone from the other movies, but in a good way. And Keanu just sounds great as Shadow. And we finally get, the full, like, complete Eggman transformation, where he's also fat now, so he actually looks like an egg. But, was that supposed to be Gerald at the end? Gerald Robotnik? I feel like it's gotta be, right? Or at least an adaptation of him for the movie's sake, because they could be changing it slightly differently for the movie. But Gerald didn't survive in the original, so I'm curious how that's going to work out. But, alright, let's go ahead and break this trailer down and take a better look at this. By the way, I just want to say I appreciate that it didn't have any kind of like 3, 2, 1 countdown at the beginning. It just got right into the trailer. Really annoyed when trailers do that. Alright, let's take a closer look at this trailer like we've got going here. And we got the full trio together. Again, I like how we're going to see a lot more like globetrotting in this. I do wish we would hope that after this. What I hope is after this movie, we're going to get more of like exploring other alien planets and stuff like that, like other worlds that other anthropomorphic animals like Sonic and his friends came from, because there's a lot that they could explore. It's a great drawing of him in Longclaw there. Also, CGI looks really good. I wonder if that's why they waited so long for some of the trailers. They wanted to make sure the CGI looked good right in the first look. Yeah, there's Shadow right there already. Oh, Olive Garden guy, there you are. Again, I'm wondering if, because we all know, like this way, Shadow's backstory, where the government raids the base and Maria's killed. I wonder if they're going to say that this guy is the one who killed Maria, or if they're going to go another direction, because in the first movie, they mentioned there's been a Wachowski protecting the town of Green Hills for over 50 years. So maybe it was like Tom's dad or granddad who did it? That would be really interesting. I'm curious what direction they're going to go with that. It's also interesting that they're like actively working with Sonic at this point, the military. Also, Shadow looks great. Again, it's definitely an upgraded model from the post-credit scene, kind of like they did with Tails, where they changed the model for the full version of it, as opposed to just the tease at the end. And yet here's Maria there. So we're going to definitely get flashbacks into Shadow's backstory going forward. He even looks younger here, which is interesting. Again, we all know how it ends for poor Maria. Yeah, this right here, I wonder, this looks like it's part of Shadow's backstory. I believe that's, based on the bald head, I'm going to assume that's Gerald, or at least whatever the movie's, it's probably going to be Gerald. That's Gerald there next to Shadow, and that's Maria on the ground in between them. This has got to be a flashback to when the military raided the lab. And again, this right, I love how Tails is actually flying the helicopter too. That's great. And this shot right here, this has got to be a reference to the opening of Sonic Adventure 2, where it's City Escape. Because, it would be stupid for them to bring it to the movie, everyone thinking that Shadow is Sonic, because not that many people are colorblind in the real world as opposed to the Sonic games, apparently. I mean, I'm just saying it that way, because how on earth do you think that they're the same character? But them jumping out of the helicopter down to the city, this has got to be a reference to City Escape, which I love, with great music, and it was a fun sequence. And there's Shadow. He looks really, really good. And Knuckles, thank you for not changing. And Keanu is, seriously, Keanu Reeves is perfect casting. Whoever came up with that is brilliant. And he's teleporting around using chaos control. He's got his rocket shoes. Yeah, you're no match for this, Knuckles. It's even going to be a challenge for Sonic here. I'm really looking forward to the fight scenes that they're going to have here, because Shadow is such a cool character, the way he moves in the games. And he's even got, like, the skating animation he does from the games. He's running across the water there. Because that's what his run animation looks like. Like, he's skating across on his jet boots. That looks really cool. So this is going to be, like, when he fully breaks out of the facility and probably, like, cuts back to Sonic after he goes into the camera here. Oh, and he's even, like, teleporting and kicking everyone, just like in the cutscenes from, like, Shadow the Hedgehog and stuff like that. That's great. Whoa! That's quite the powerful move there from Shadow. Is that a cut, or is that... It's hard to tell if they cut to a different scene there, or if he actually punches and causes this. But Shadow looks like absolutely as powerful as you'd want him to be. And we're actually going to team up with Robotnik, which is absolutely a horrible idea, and he is very likely to betray you. But holy crap, dude. Yeah, thank you for pulling your shirt back down. But he does actually look like an egg now. So it's absolutely perfect. Every single time with that. He can't help himself. Also, I bet his breath really stunk at that scene. Just saying. With all the bags and boxes of, like, food around him, he's been letting himself go after defeat. But I'm so glad that Jim Carrey came back for another movie, because you really can't tell Shadow's story without Robotnik in it. So I'm glad they're able to convince him to come back for this. I'm really... And he was always, like, a highlight of the first two movies anyway, so... that is great, though. He's like, yeah, use materials from your own clothes for this. Oh, he looks all beat up, but he looks great. I'm seriously looking forward to this. And Shadow's even got his motorcycle. So it does feel like, obviously, like, the main influence of this for the story and everything is Sonic Adventure 2, but I'm also seeing, with the way he's, like, teleporting and kicking people, he's got his motorcycle here, that they are going to be taking a bit of influence from things like Shadow the Hedgehog, which I have not played. Maybe I will someday. I've heard it's a rough game sometimes to get through because of how frustrating it can be. But I wonder if because they're going to be pulling influence from that, if there's going to be any reference to, like, Black Doom or anything like that. I mean, with Sonic Shadow Generations coming out, it wouldn't be too surprising if they want to capitalize on that. Hold on. But what am I seeing here? Is this just, like... Oh my gosh! Oh, it's the Chow! Oh, that is actually fantastic! Oh, it's called the Chow Garden. It's the restaurant they're in is called the Chow Garden. That is brilliant. That is such a great reference to the adventure games. I love that. And this right here, where it's like motorcycles up in the air. I believe this is the scene that they showed at. I forgot which convention it was, but there was some events where they showed, like, a trailer. It didn't have any of, like, Shadow's dialogue in it, but the description said that it had them fighting the air, like, off of Shadow's motorcycle. This has got to be the scene that they were talking about. And then we got that little bit of Live and Learn playing there in the music, which is great. Yeah, that right there is definitely, you know, Jim Carrey playing this version as well. And hold on, can I read the name tag? I think it says Gerald Robotnik, which would be the only thing that makes sense. I mean, it looks exactly like him, but it's interesting that he's actually here. Now, I'm wondering if he actually is here, or if this is just, you know, Eggman being crazy and seeing someone who's not actually there. Because in the games, Gerald is killed by the government shortly after the raid on Space Colony Ark, when Maria's killed and all that. So, and his whole plan is, like, it enacts, like, as revenge for what happened after his death. So I'm curious if he's actually alive, or if this is just Robotnik in his head. But either way, I think it's like, you got Jim Carrey to come back, you convinced him to come back for one more movie. You might as well use him at the best of your ability and have him play two roles. I see no issue with this. But yeah, I'm very excited for this movie. It looks like it's going to be epic. It looks like it's going to be fun. I can already see full of references and visual nods to the games. And I'm so glad that I played those games so that I can actually understand all the references being made and not just the more generic ones that are infamous, like, you know, like the Green Hills or Emerald Hills theme that everyone knows because the music is used everywhere. But I hope we actually get a proper sequence where they're using Live and Learn. Also, because clearly, like, unless they're hiding it for, like, a future trailer, because obviously this is only 3 minutes of footage. It's going to be, like, a 2-hour-plus movie. I didn't see anything referencing directly the Space Colony arc. Like when that thing started floating out of the river in London, it looked a bit like it was a smaller version of the arc. Like, the whole, like, half sphere thing. So I wonder if that's how they're going to do it. Like, there's going to be... Like, if that's going to be, like, the arc is hidden underneath underneath the ground, as opposed to being constantly floating in space. But, again, Shadow, you know, he's a tortured soul, but he's not a villain. And, like, you know, they try to turn... He's more like anti-hero the way that they present him in various... It depends on the game. It really does depend on the game how Shadow is. But, honestly, I had a lot of fun playing as Shadow in Adventure 2, so I'm really excited to see him in this, and I'm curious how they're going to adapt more. Because clearly we got, you know, Shadow, and we got Maria, we got Gerald, we had the City Escape reference, So I feel like a lot of this footage we're seeing here is, like, from the first encounter with Shadow. Like, the battle that we see, it looks like it's all in Tokyo. At least most of it is. Like, there may be a little bit of there's a couple scenes in there, like, I think that might have been, like, a different building that, like, when the power went out and everything. But the actual fight between Sonic and Shadow, it looked like it was all taking place in Tokyo. If I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments. But I feel like they're saving a lot of the footage, which is good. I'm glad they're doing that. Don't spoil the movie. But I feel like they're saving a lot of the footage that happens later in the movie, and they're mainly showing us, like, first, second act footage, which gets me really excited to see what else is going to happen in this movie. So that was my reaction to the official trailer for Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Like I said, this movie looks like it is going to be a really fun adaptation of the adventure storyline. Shadow looks as awesome as you want him to be. Like, his movements are straight out of the games. He's got his motorcycle straight out of his spin-off game. And we've got his backstory with Maria. We've got Gerald Robotnik. This is going to be a really, really fun adaptation and love letter to the 3D, like the early 3D Sonic games. And so I'm looking forward to seeing how this is going to play out. I really hope this movie is good. I am absolutely going to go see this when it comes out, and I'll actually get the references this time. I have played Sonic games finally, and like I said, you can check out my full playlist of playing Sonic Origins, and I'm thinking that maybe next year I'll start doing, like, a streaming series on Frontiers or something, because I got that, like, on discount. I think that would be a lot of fun to play. But anyway, that's gonna do it for this video. Hope you all enjoyed it. Please drop a like and comment down below if you did. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. See you all on the next one. Bye, guys!